How old are our tires?
7 years and working into the 8th year.
Yikes.
In another month we'll be starting the 8th year.
Michelin's for Michelin's.
Guess what today is? Today is when Winston gets some new shoes. I'm gonna tell you, these are some expensive shoes. I was not looking forward to this day. It finally came to where we needed to get a new set of tires. So I went back and forth to whether I wanted to get the Michelins or get the Toyos, and I talked to several people that had Toyos and loved them. It really came down at the end of the day, probably price, because I felt like both tires were probably quality and good. I actually went on FMCA discount program and went to Michelin, the Advantage program that they have, and actually the price was $5 cheaper a tire through them to get the Michelin. So that's what we're doing. We're getting the original replacements, Michelin XCE2s, and they're the 275 80R 22.5s. They're the G rated. So anyway, super easy to do this program. I actually went on FMCA, went to discounts, went to the tire program, and they tell you exactly what to do. You got to register your card online, and that was pretty simple, a few minutes. And after that, just find one of the locations and they can point you to the right place. I will tell you, I'm in Las Vegas right now, and I went to several places and talked to them about this. Only 2 of them have the Michelin discount program, Advantage program here in Vegas. I got the one closest to me, and I did go to some other places and look at some other tires, but at the end of the day, the cost was better here to do it, and the guy gave me a little discount on the service part of it. So anyway, it's just one of those things you got to do. Our tires are over 7 years old. They did start showing some cracks, and I've been great about keeping them clean and keeping them covered, but still 7 years, and I start seeing some cracks, and I just don't want to chance it anymore. And we got several thousand miles to go this year and next year, so I just didn't want to take a chance on it. So here we go. My man here is taking off all the chrome. He's already jacked the RV up off the ground and letting air out of the tires.
Yeah, 18, 17.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4, 7 years.
7 years, yep.
Yeah.
Look how dirty that thing is. This right here, it's been on there for 4 years because I got stuck in my dad's yard. So I can only clean it so much. Yeah, you can start to see some cracking in the tires right here. Not too bad, but it's definitely showing some. Not too bad on that one. Taking off the weights. It looks like my new tires are right over there. That's some serious brake drums right there. Be right. This is what disc brakes look like on an RV. See the size of those brake pads. Crazy. I've changed a lot of brakes in my time, but I've never changed anything that big. First tire on. I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to ride, if I see any difference. Torque wrench right there. Look how big that is. Okay, the search for new tires is over. They are installed now. Winston's got a new set of shoes that look great. and I can put a check by that box of things to do. I ended up going through the FMCA Michelin Advantage program, saved us some money, saved us like, it was $75 a tire. So ultimately about $450 for 6 tires. And kind of happy I did that. I did look around and I considered Toyos, and actually they were going to be $5 more a tire than the Michelins through the Advantage program. So I chose to go with the Advantage program and stick with the OEM Michelins that were on it. I did look around, and one thing was surprising to me: a lot of people don't want to work on RVs for some reason. A couple guys said, "No, we do trucks, but we don't do RVs." Anyway, after I went on the Michelin program, I found 2 places in Las Vegas, which is where we're at right now. One is in North Las Vegas, Purcell Tire and Service Center, which is what I chose. And they did a fantastic job, man. No complaints at all. Those service guys were really cool and took care of me. The guy at the desk did as well. I think he gave me a military discount on the service part of the install, mounting, and balancing of it. And so I'll tell you, here's the price. It cost me $639 and some change for each tire, and to install everything total was $406. And overall I didn't think it was too bad. The end result was $4,242 for all 6 tires, mount and balance and everything. So I've been saving up for about a year and knowing this was coming. Kind of painful, but what do you do? These tires are over 7 years old, and it was time to change them out. Now I would tell you one thing that I looked at carefully with the date codes. These tires were made in May of 2024, which is about 6 months old right now. One of the tires he brought out was a 2023, and it was over a year old, and I asked him to go find me another 2024. So he got me another one that matched the date codes that I currently have. So just something to check out. Honestly, it would have probably been fine, but I would rather have them all be the same and newer. So that's why I asked them to do it. It was no issue, and they had the tires, so not a problem. So hey, that's it. If you want to know what it costs, there it is. And getting RV tires is not fun. It is not cheap, but it's a must-have. So better safe than sorry on that. Hey, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. And give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment on this video if you're curious about anything else, or let me know your experience of buying RV tires. And I'd really like to hear about it. So until next time, seatbelts on.